Welcome back, guys. I appreciate you being here, and I have to admit, you guys have been busy. In the past week, I've received so many really good UFO clips from you guys over in our Discord community that I really had a hard time picking my favorite 3 for this week's episode, but I did what I had to do, and I picked my favorite 3 UFO clips. Again, share your clips with me. Don't stop, okay? I'm not saying it's too much. I love it. Share your clips with me over on our Discord. The link is in the description. If you have cool UFO clips that may be going viral at the moment and stuff, share them with me in case I missed them, and I'll do my best to explain them, analyze them, potentially debunk them. That's what I do. So again, I've picked my 3 favorite clips, and for today's video, I would really recommend you to stay till the very end, because the last clip, the third clip we're going to look at today, I can't really explain it. I can give you guys a little bit of a nudge and an idea of what I think we're looking at, but I can't conclusively say this is definitely what it is. So the last clip we're going to look at today, I can't definitely debunk it. So stick around for that. But the first clip that we're going to look at now is basically one of those UFOs on the moon surface clips. We had them before. We've debunked them before. I'll link maybe a video of another one that I've debunked in the past down in the description. I love this stuff, okay? UFOs emerging from craters on the moon and all that. The whole moon mystery, hollow moon theory comes into that as well. Love all that. Let's look at the clip. But before we do it, don't forget to smash the like button if you're enjoying the show. I would greatly appreciate it. So here's this clip, and I've translated it, or Google translated the original post. I think this is a Mexican, it's a Spanish-speaking account, and he's basically saying, if the translation is correct, alleged object on the moon captured from Ontario, Canada, September 23rd, 2024. So very recent, okay, just a few weeks old. The clip has kind of gone viral. I've seen it, over on Reddit. I've seen it on Twitter, and I'm sure it was on Facebook as well. So it's kind of gone viral. The video does have some audio, but it's basically the guy narrating over it, and he just describes what we're seeing. So I don't want to talk over him talking. It's a bit weird. But we see a little egg-shaped, for lack of a better description, object emerging from this crater on the moon. And he went through the effort of actually labeling the crater on the moon, and it is a very, very big crater. Often we get like these, what seems to be like small spheres flying over the moon, but if you put it into proportion of the object, and here we even get a shadow under the object, so we are fairly capable of like measuring the size of it, it would be huge, it would be gigantic. I don't know if you guys remember the UFOs in Arrival, right? That science fiction movie came out a few years ago. That's roughly the size and scale we would be looking at here. So he says this is crater Picard, this, I shouldn't even try to speak Spanish, okay? This is like the Picard crater, obviously named after Jean-Luc Picard. We all know him. No, it's probably not. But anyway, he's giving the context here, saying that this area that we're looking at here, and I have to assume it's like the bigger crater, consists of at least 176,000 square kilometers. So the object would be absolutely humongous. And you can see the object emerging there from the crater, like a little egg. And where does it come from, right? Is the moon hollow? You can see the shadow down here, right? Quite nicely reacting. If you look closely, the shadow seems to be reacting to the surface of the moon. It's slightly bendy. But again, it would be an absolutely ginormous object that we're looking at here. And then it flies off and disappears into the shadow of the moon. And that's where the clip really ends. If you play the original clip, then you can hear like people screaming in the background, being like, oh my God, wow, and all that. Now, a few things. Looking at this clip, a few things that hit my eye immediately. First of all, images like this, with this quality, much less on video, okay? Video, it's much more difficult to capture than just a photo, cannot really be taken from Earth unless you have like incredible equipment, all right? So no hobby astronomer or something would be able to capture footage like that. And I mean, it's pretty clear that if this would have been captured by like some kind of official astronomy institute or something, it would be bigger than it currently is. It's just been posted on like UFO forums. There's no official statement from anyone saying, yeah, we captured this. So that already raises a bunch of questions. Also note the alleged atmospheric distortion, because obviously if you're recording something from Earth, you're filming through the Earth's atmosphere, so you get distortion from the atmosphere, from the heat, emitting from the planet. Look, I'm not an astronomer. I don't know exactly how it works, but I do know that you would get more distortion than you see it here coming from the Earth's atmosphere. And to get footage like that at this quality from the distance that they're claiming it was taken from is basically impossible. It's just not happening. Also, What an insane coincidence, right? In the second clip, you actually can see him like zooming in. So he's like clearly doing some kind of, allegedly, right? Like some astronomical work, and he's like zooming in. Well, he's zooming into the crater. Like, what a great coincidence that exactly the moment you're zooming into that specific crater, this object emerges, right? Out of all the time and moments where this could potentially happen, it happens exactly when you zoom in, when you finish the zoom. The timing could not be more perfect, and it's one of those moments where I'm like, yeah, no, dude, it is too good to be true, okay? So the quality of the footage is just not feasible, okay? It's not realistic to get that level quality. The turbulence caused by the atmosphere doesn't line up. There's a huge coincidence that the person zooms in, and exactly when they zoom in, this happens. So these are already like massive logical flaws. I'm like, nah, this can't be right. All right. So I did a little bit of research, and it turns out that I'm correct. Who would have thought? It's not aliens. Big disappointment, I know. You expected more of me in this show. There's a guy called I Am Visual, and please give him a follow because he created this footage and he's only got 862 followers on the Twitters. So give him a follow. I'll link his account down in the description. And he created this. And here's the original video. And now we can listen to the audio because the other guy doesn't narrate over it. So check this out.
Wow.
Wow. So it's like, hold on a second. If this was recorded allegedly from some kind of giant telescope, right, by like a professional astronomer, because that's what you would need in order to get that level of quality, why does it make like a zoom sound, like zzz, like a freaking digital camera from 15 years ago? Do you know what I mean? You zoom, it's like zzz. It's like, that makes no sense. So I have to say, just with the zoom sound alone, he kind of ruined it. And then why are there these huge crowds? Why does it sound like he's recording this while being at a festival or something? Woo! It's like thousands of people cheering. How does that even work? Okay, so I have to say, if it would just be quiet, maybe like a really subtle zoom sound or something, I would have maybe bought it slightly more. But like the festival crowd and the overly loud zoom sound ruin the whole thing. Okay, so there's the object. This is the original clip. And it's nice. Like, I really like clips like that, to be honest. They are mystery evoking. It's fun stuff, okay? I really love this stuff. But if you go down into the comments, someone says, if it's yours, well done. And obviously he is a CGI artist. And he says, yes, my work, some weekend fun, okay? And again, if you go back to the original clip, like you check the comment section, there are so many people who are like, this is incredible. Finally, undeniable proof. It's like, no, bro, it's just CGI, okay? And it's the old problem that we have every time. These people who take stuff like this for granted and think it's undeniable proof and it has to be real, just have no idea how CGI works and how fairly easy it is to create something like that if you're a professional, if you know how the technology works. So again, he says he did this in one weekend. It's a weekend project. And he did more, okay? Like there's other clips that he did. Oh, actually the same audio clip and the same zoom sound. I'm going to mute the audio. But here he is again. And he's got this nice natural shake going on. I really like the camera shake stuff that he does in his clips. It really makes it feel kind of natural and real. But again, like mysterious red lights on the moon, light spheres circling around it. Cool stuff. Really love it. You know, would make a nice teaser for some science fiction movie, maybe to tease something like Arrival 2. But it's not real. None of it is real. So we're giving it a big and sound. It's huge. So this one has been explained. If you see it somewhere on social media, this clip floating around, please either link this video to it or just say, bro, it's a CGI artist. You know, please do your research. It wasn't very hard to find this out, okay? So this one explained. Let's move on to the next one. And this one was originally posted on Reddit, but then the video was removed. And on Reddit, there was a stabilized version. Let's take a look at this clip. It's only 33 seconds long. I've translated this down here, which again is Spanish. I believe it was recorded in Mexico. But it basically says in the municipality of Axutla, Mixteca Poblana, which is roughly here. Okay, so somewhere here, like in the middle of Mexico, an unidentified flying object was captured. Okay, so that's what it says. That's what Google translates it at. And here's the clip. Okay, check this out. Round object in the sky. Children talking in the background. Is this too loud? Should I turn this down ever so slightly? So people are somewhat excited. Everyone's staring at it. The clip is only 33 seconds long, which already raises flags. So it's like, why would you not record any longer? But it has like these weird spikes all around it, right? And when I saw this, my first thought was it's a Reese's cup, right? It's a peanut cake cup thing that flies in the sky. Holy moly. Is it the biggest peanut Reese's cup we've ever seen? Delicious. I was on board with it. I don't know if Reese's peanut is a big thing in Mexico. It certainly is over here in the UK. Look, man, I gotta watch my weight these days. I'm old, but I would eat it. I couldn't resist. A Reese's peanut cup of that size, bro, I'm so on board with it. But in all honesty, you can kind of see it seems to be protruding slightly towards the bottom here, right? Because it seems to come down and it hides the spikes that are in the back. So there seems to be something like, I don't know, almost like cone shape or something going down to the bottom. But the good thing and the interesting thing is, and the stabilized footage that I saw on Reddit was slightly better, but not really much. The cool thing about it is that it's really, despite it obviously being horrible camera work, it's quite clear footage, right? Like we get pretty clear images of it and how it looks. You can even, if you want, count the single spikes and stuff. It's very clear footage, unlike many other UFO videos. And I have to say, me looking at this, I don't think it's AI or CGI or something. It looks fairly real. There is one moment in the beginning where this person filming it kind of zooms up into it, right? You see it here. It seems to be wobbling left and right. At that point, I was like, has this been, composed into it? Is this just a composition of like different images? But I think the terrible camera work and the camera basically trying to stay in focus and stabilize the footage as good as it can with the person doing a horrible job filming it is what leads to this effect. So I come to the conclusion that this is real. This is a real object in the sky. What do we notice? It doesn't move much, okay? It kind of sits there stationary. I think we can see that it moves slightly, right? It seems to be tilting to the left side, if that makes sense from the beginning of the video. If you look at it here, see it seems to be almost a bit tilting to the right side in the beginning. And then throughout the video, it seems to be tilting to the left. So it does move a little bit, and we know what moves like this in the sky, right? Whenever I see footage like this, I'm like, yeah, most probably it's a balloon. But it's easy to claim that it's a balloon, right? When I have no evidence. Why does it have these spikes? I mean, I've never seen a balloon that has these spikes all around, and it's an odd shape, right? So again, I did a little bit of research, and I found out that during this exact time, there were some festivities in this exact area, and they raised a balloon that looks just like that. Look, it's a hot air balloon, and it even has that cone shape going to the bottom, because it is a hot air balloon, and it's got all the spikes. Now, I'm not going to go through the effort of counting them. I'm going to trust that it is the exact amount of spikes that we see on the object as well. And in the Facebook post itself, they're actually having a little bit of fun with this, saying, and this is again poor Google translation, but it says, "Here we are waiting for you, Jaime Maussan." By the way, this is a beautiful Cantoya balloon from yesterday, September 29th, in honor of Saint Michael, the Archangel. Okay, so it's a celebration. It's not a Reese's peanut cup. It's not a bottle cap. None of those things. It's just a giant balloon floating in the sky. And it's a pretty balloon, okay? And you may say, well, hold on a second, monkey. Why don't we see these details, right? Look at all these colorful details. Well, bro, look at this object in the very beginning. Look how high up it is, okay? So the footage that we see where it's actually quite sharp is really zoomed in. So this object is all the way high up. And details like that disappear. Colors like that disappear in the distance, in the layers of the atmosphere. The air that's between you and the object distorts the object. And details like that just can't really be seen anymore. So that's why it appears to be grayish. Don't see the details on it. And again, I just know that this particular object, this hot air balloon, was floating in this area during that time. It could be another balloon that has a different color. We all know that during these kind of festivities, it's not just one balloon that floats through the air. They may have other balloons. Maybe this is a fairly common shape for hot air balloons. So maybe it's a different hot air balloon that has the same shape, because obviously, you know, you don't just build one of those. If you're a company making hot air balloons, you produce several of them, you make them in different colors and sell them to different suppliers and stuff. So it might be a similar balloon, but not the exact one that we see in this picture. I wasn't there, I can't say it, but to be honest with you, I think this is so much of a close match to what we're seeing here, to this picture of the balloon, that I would say it's a debunk! 2 out of 3 debunked, okay? Debunked. We've done it, boys. We've done it again.
We did it! No!
But now we're coming to the third video. And that one, I can confidently say, I won't be able to debunk as clearly as the previous one. This one is slightly more mysterious. It's been posted on Reddit in the UFO subreddit 6 days ago, and it's titled, "Anyone know what this could be?" It says, "I saw this hovering above the tree line on my way to soccer in Epping." What is this, North Hampshire? New Hampshire. Oh, embarrassing. Around 6:45 p.m. on the 24th of September. It was too big to be a drone and was not moving at all, not making any noise that I could hear, but I was also driving, so it could have been suppressed by the wind. Nonetheless, any idea what it could be? Some people I sent it to said an Amazon drone, but I don't think that's the case, as I did some research and they look very different. Definitely man-made based on the lights, but I'm just trying to get answers here on what and why. Seems to be weird for southern New Hampshire. Let's take a look. Here is the clip, and we get...
Boys, I don't know what I'm looking at right now,
some audio
but
here.
there's a fucking...
Jesus.
Something's just floating in the air with lights.
Watch your mouth, bro. You're swearing.
I'm trying to get a good angle here. What is that? I'm gonna try and zoom here. I can't.
No, Jesus.
What am I looking at?
I'm gonna have to edit all these F-bombs out, bro. But here he is, opening the roof of his car, zooming in a little bit, and it's like, why stop there, man? Why are you not zooming in properly? And look at this thing. Look at it. Look what this is. It has a really curious shape, okay? Let's get back to this. Again, the clip is very short, 41 seconds. I'm like, why you don't zoom in a bit more? Why do you not keep on it steady, like for a bit longer? But bro, what the hell is this? Okay, I'm going to mute the audio because he dropped F-bombs left and right, and I have to edit all this out for YouTube. So it has lights, right? And especially in the beginning, you can see these lights blink. These lights are white and red. Some people claim that towards the end of the video, you can also see some green lights in there. So from the lights and the blinking, it seems to be following FAA regulations. Okay, so it's pretty fair to assume that we're looking at some kind of aircraft here, right? And it could be military. It could be many things. I'm going to speculate in a second, but let's kind of just analyze what we actually see here. I find it funny that it almost looks a bit like the Millennium Falcon or something. It has this wing or something coming off here from the side. While it's not really visible on the other side, but that might be due to the perspective. If whatever this wing is comes forward, bends up slightly, and you would have a similar wing on the reverse, it might be bending exactly in the angle that we can't see. So it would be hiding behind the body of this object. Again, this guy says it made no noise. It wasn't really moving. It was stationary. Maybe it was moving slightly. The guy was driving. Obviously, he couldn't focus on it too much. Maybe it was moving, but slowly. It's hard to say. He says himself, even the sound could have been suppressed or like overwhelmed by the sound of his car. So it's not 100% certain that it was silent and that it wasn't moving at all. But what we can say is that it makes no irregular maneuvers, right? It's not zigzagging around, defying gravity. It does fly like a plane or a drone. And it does have at least very clearly the red and white navigation lights. So it is something that follows the FAA regulations. And some people may say, no, hold on. FAA regulations require you to have green lights as well. And I don't see any green lights here. Some people in the comments on Reddit claim there are green lights, but the truth is, I did some research on it, and you don't need green lights on a drone. You only need these anti-collision lights. So red and white lights that flash at 40 hertz should absolutely be sufficient if this is a drone. And it looks like that's what it does. And it's clearly flashing, right? You can see as it comes out here, it's flashing kind of irregularly. It's a bit of a shame that we never see it. It had flashes again, right? That we never see it in, for longer, because this guy's doing such a horrible job at recording it. And again, it's like, dude, if you got this, why don't you zoom in more? This is the moment where you like pinch that freaking zoom on your phone all the way, like crank it up, man. We need the detail. But instead, he leaves us with the detail that we see here, and it's a real shame. Now, I think we can conclude that this is definitely man-made. It's a man-made craft. It is, again, complying with FAA regulations. What is it? It could absolutely be a giant drone. Loads of people comment that down in the comment section under the video. You get drones like these. You get agricultural drones, right? They are up to 6 feet in diameter. Like, they're huge, okay? These are huge, heavy drones, and they do have this slightly angled wingspan. Maybe it's been modified. Who knows what they're doing? Maybe they're filming something. It could be a police drone, like other people suggested. It could be an Amazon drone. So I think the drone theory is definitely a valid point that should be considered. It's quite likely that it is a drone. Now, here's a comment under the original post, and this guy says, I live near a sports stadium in the UK, and they sometimes use drones to film from above, and it's way bigger than I'd ever imagined, and it has lights on it like this. Spooked me at first a couple of times. Looks very similar, eerie, when you're not expecting it. Okay, so here's someone who says giant drones, like we just looked at the picture, filming stuff over stadiums, trying to capture something on the ground. You would get drones like that. They are much bigger than you expect, and it would spook you because it's so big. You wouldn't expect a drone to be that big, but it could absolutely be a drone. Also, keep in mind, they're sharing the location of where this was filmed, and I'm going to put it into Google Maps here right now. So apparently it was filmed on this street. The guy was driving, this person was driving along Calais Highway, if I read this correct. This is the road. And the drone was flying on the right-hand side. Apparently he was driving more on this stripe, so the drone would have been flying over this territory on the right-hand side. And that makes a lot of sense as well, because if you look at the terrain, it's like, it's woodlands, okay? It's trees. You would not fly a giant drone like that, unless you have a really tight permission and good reason to do it over a residential area. On this left side here, this is where people live. You have at least some houses, some residential buildings, and then on the right-hand side here, it is just woodland. So it could be a police drone. Maybe they were looking for someone. Maybe it has like an infrared camera underneath it. Who knows what they're doing, but it's clearly not flying over residential areas. Other people suggested that it could also be an V-22 Osprey helicopter. Is this even considered a helicopter? But you've seen these before. If you played any Call of Duty video games, you're familiar with them. It's these dual-bladed mixtures between a helicopter and an airplane, really. It's a funny thing, but the truth is, to be honest with you, these are humongous. And the video does not look like the object we're looking at was that big. And on top of that, this object, like this Osprey, makes huge amounts of noise. You would hear that. You would hear an Osprey like that. You would be able to at least perceive it. Even you're driving in a car, when he opened his roof, you'd be able to hear it. At least, that's my suspicion. That's what I think. So I doubt it's an Osprey. It's probably a drone. That's my feeling. But again, this one, I can't debunk it 100%. I can't, without a shadow of a doubt, say that's what we're looking at here. It's definitely man-made. It definitely complies with FAA regulations. What it is exactly, I have no idea. Maybe you have ideas. Maybe you have suspicions that go beyond a drone or an Osprey or something. Leave your thoughts on that down in the comment section below. I'd be curious to hear it. Maybe you think it's aliens and they just put the lights on there blinking to give the illusion that they are complying with FAA regulations. Is that what it is? Share any of your thoughts down in the comment section below. I would greatly appreciate it. It's a great clip though. I love how it looks. This one is at least mysterious. Again, I don't think it's fake. Don't think it's AI or anything like that. It's a mysterious clip and I really love it. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, then don't forget to smash the like button. Also, as I said, leave any of your thoughts down in the comment section below. Join our Discord, share clips with me, or join for the community. Okay, it's a bunch of nice people hanging out there. We're always looking for new people to join the fun. So the link to that is in the description. It's obviously completely free. I would hope to see you in the next video. Smash like on your way out. Subscribe to the channel for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. I'm out. Bye.